The Philippines is home to beautiful tropical scenery enjoyed by many tourists. But behind the scenes prepared for tourists, another industry overshadows the lives of the people: mining. Tourist sites show a clear blue ocean with coral reefs, but just as evident is how mining operations are altering the landscape in massive scales. Let's take a dive into one of those sites in Mindanao. This is the result of years of nickel mining by multiple mining companies operating in the area. Nickel is a key component in high-capacity batteries required for electric vehicles, storage of renewable energy, and the energy transition. Supply chain studies have shown that a portion of the nickel mined in this area has already been supplied to some of the most prominent battery and automakers. What used to be lush forest has now become barren land, and a sea of coral reefs is now filled with red sludge. We found local residents looking for something in the bay.
Anong ginagawa mo? Patingin?
What she was looking for was shells.
Kinakain? Kain ba?
Niluto pa ito.
Luto? Masarap?
The girl was looking for food in the sludge, but is it really safe? Research has shown that a toxic heavy metal, hexavalent chromium, is exceedingly high in the water that flows into the bay where the girl was gathering shells. The WHO's safe drinking water standards say hexavalent chromium should not exceed 0.05 milligrams per liter. However, research has shown hexavalent chromium levels to be much higher than what is deemed to be safe, even from water sources that the local residents use for cooking and washing. This resident has skin conditions, which she claims to have gotten after contact with the waters in the bay where the girl was collecting shells.
Mo kuan
Panit.
o dili mo katul-katul. Oo.
Pag mo adto ka sa dagat.
Mo adto ako sa dagat.
Mag-una man ka sa dagat di ay.
Adto isahay manguha nag kanang kinhason ba.
Murag di na murag mas imong panit na
Oo.
iduol lang sa
Oo.
kit.
After years of criticism by NGOs and requests by local residents for clean and safe drinking water, some local residents still have to rely on spring water with exceedingly high levels of hexavalent chromium. Although the water may look clear and clean, it can still carry poisonous heavy metals. If this testing tube turns pink, it signifies the presence of hexavalent chromium. Even the slightest shade of pink is beyond safe drinking water levels designated by the WHO. Water contamination is not the only problem faced by the people. These Mamanwa indigenous people were forcibly evicted by the military at gunpoint from their ancestral land. With nowhere else to go, some communities had to live by the river in makeshift tents for the time being.
Oh, tanaw ka ng 8 katao ang mukain. 8 katao ang mukain. Gamay na lamang ang gidong-ag tungod sa pagkawalay among
Some have moved into residential blocks prepared by the company, but life is nothing like what it used to be. For communities that were offered residential blocks, the people still could not hunt or gather. There are no natural bounties. Everything has to be bought with cash. The people have never been in need of so much cash in their lives. We asked one of the local mining companies what they were doing to compensate the Mamamwa people.
The MOA signed by them is a 1%. The 1% is really in the bank.
Na ang ilang ingon na ay gi-download na anay gibutang sa cheque. Pero ang cheque blanco. Asa kay tinuod nila tagan? Tulo na ka tuig wala maghatag ang Sinso Mining og 1% royalty sa mga lumad.
It was only after blockades that royalty payments began flowing to the indigenous people. This did not happen only with this company. Other locally active companies, including Japanese mining companies, also delayed royalty payments to the indigenous people.
Handom lang nga sa una, kanin diri nga suba, diri pa ta namana, diri pa ta nanginhas. Kanin diri nga bukid, diri pa ta nagpuyo, nagbalay. Pero karon gi-mining na. Amo gyud pinakadako na lang sa pagmahay nga nung naingani na karon ingani di ang epekto sa mina. Gumikan lang pud lagi sa among mga katigulangan nga nag-unang mga leader nga wala pa ilang hebal-anan kung unsa di ang pinakadako nga epekto sa mina. Manang para sa amo kung balik ko natang panahon kung kami ang sauna, wala di siguro makatugot nga mingani karon ang kabukiran.
Nico de la Mente was murdered on January 20, 2017 by 2 unknown assailants. He was prepared to testify about his people's sufferings to the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples that day in opposition to yet another mine expansion planned in the area. The companies historically involved in the local processing and mining all deny any relevance to the murder. The police do not have a suspect after years of investigation. This culture of violence and impunity has hampered local residents from participating in meaningful decision-making processes. Meanwhile, mining companies continue to exploit minerals from their land and expand their operations. We cannot continue casting a blind eye to the real costs of an unjust energy transition.